What's up, everybody? Welcome to another monthly ranking video, I should say, and where I rank every movie that I watch for the first time in a certain month. And today I'll be ranking every movie I watched for the first time in December of 2023. Yes, the last movies I watched in 2023, and also it's good to be back. Yeah, I took a couple weeks off, but I'm back now, and this is my first video of the year, and I'm ready. I'm ready to start making more videos. As of right now, I'm still going to keep this channel going. I got some ideas in mind that I want to do, so I want to keep doing this channel, and yeah. Um, and also, I'm at 90 subscribers right now. Thank you very much. If you recently subscribed to me, I thank you very much. Yeah, we're almost at 100, and I'm excited. We should be at 100 by the time this year is over. If not, then wow, guys, just wow. No, but yeah, thank you. Those of you who just recently subscribed, I thank you very much. All right, so yeah. All of the movies I watched for the first time in December of 2023. There is not a whole lot. There's a little more than last month because there was only like six last month. Now there is nine, which is still not a lot, but still. But yeah, all nine movies I watched for the first time in December of 2023, ranked from my least favorite to favorite. Um, yeah, without all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay, so coming at number nine, we have a Mel Brooks movie. This is actually his second film after this one I'll talk about later. But yeah, his second film, that is the 12 Chairs, released in 1970. I think that's the year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1970. Um, yeah, this one, it was all right. I didn't hate it. I didn't even really dislike it either. It was fine. It was actually kind of funny. But I think the thing I didn't really like about it the most was I wasn't into the story. To be honest, the story just didn't do anything for me. But the comedy was still good. For the most part, it made me laugh. It was really funny. But yeah, and I got two other Mel Brooks movies on this list too. I recently been watching some of his movies, trying to make the Mel Brooks ranking. There's still some that I couldn't find streaming. Like I couldn't find Robin Hood Men in Tights. I couldn't find History of the World or Silent Movie. So those I had to wait on. But I got three on here, and there's two that's going to be for this month because I watched them for January. But yeah, but the 12 Chairs, yeah, just wasn't into the story, but I liked the comedy. Much like Kevin Smith's Dogma. I like the comedy in that movie, but I'm not into the story. That's just how I feel about this one. So yeah, the 12 Chairs. That's my number nine. Okay, coming at number eight, we have a movie directed by Gus Van Sant. That is Last Days, released in 2005, starring Michael Pitt. This is a movie that is loosely based off of Kurt Cobain. It's not a biopic of Kurt Cobain, but it's loosely based on his last days, before he died. And it's a fictional story. And the character's not Kurt, but he's pretty much Kurt, just with a different name. His name is Blake in this movie. And yeah, I was excited to watch this one because I've been a huge Nirvana fan, a huge Kurt Cobain fan since I was a teenager. And I mean, it was all right. It wasn't terrible. A little boring, to be honest. There was very little dialogue in this movie, and what dialogue there was, a lot of it was kind of quiet, and yeah. Um, and I don't know. There were some interesting scenes, but there were some that were kind of boring and just I don't know. It was okay. A little disappointing, but whatever. There were some cameos in this. Like Harmony Korine has a cameo in this movie, and so does Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth. Even has a cameo in this movie, which I gotta imagine that it might have been kind of hard for her to be in this movie just because she knew Kurt Cobain. She was good friends with him, and Nirvana. Sonic Youth were really good friends with Kurt and Nirvana, and so it had to be pretty tough on her to be in this movie, I could imagine. So, especially in a scene acting with Michael Pitt, who looks exactly like Kurt Cobain in this film. So, yeah. And also Michael Pitt, his performance is fine. He's okay, I guess. I'm not really too familiar with the actor. I think this was the first thing I ever seen with him, and yeah, he's kind of a weird looking dude. I'm not gonna lie. Out of character, that is. In character, in the Kurt Cobain character, he looks okay. He looks kind of like Kurt, but out of character, I don't know. That's beside the point. I'm sorry. I went off topic there. I just wanted to say that because I saw a picture of him. I'm like, what the No, I'm all right. I'm being an asshole. Let's just move on. Last Days. That's number 8. Okay, coming at number 7. We have possibly the strangest movie I've ever seen. This was a movie that me and Cade was originally going to do for Your Cousins Are Critics. I don't know. We decided not to do it. He really liked the movie. I am mixed about it. That is Mandy from 2018, starring Nicolas Cage and, see if I could say her name right, Andrea Riseborough, I think. She's in Birdman. I know her from that movie. Yeah. Cade really wanted to watch this movie, and I kind of did too, because I like Nicolas Cage, and this movie looked kind of weird, so I was like, yeah. But it's a lot weirder than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't prepared for this movie. To be honest, I was not. I was not at all. Yeah, this is a really strange and fucked up movie. I don't know. I'm mixed on it. The stuff I liked about it, Nicolas Cage was fantastic, as always. I honestly don't think there is a bad performance by Nicolas Cage. Even when he is in a bad movie, he's the best part about it. Yeah, sure, he's over the top, but he's great at that. As well as, serious dramatic performances too. I would say this movie kind of has both. Like, there is some serious performances that he does in this, but there's also some over the topness as well. So this kind of has both. So yeah, and yeah, he was fantastic. He was outstanding. The villain was good too. Andrea, whatever her name is, as she plays the title character Mandy. She was alright. I liked her better in Birdman, but she's not in this movie a lot. That's all I'm going to say without spoilers. But yeah, and I loved the music. The music was really good. The score in this movie was just wow. It has some very interesting songs, song choices, music in this. A lot of it kind of sounds a little like sludge metal, doom metal. There's even a song in here that sounded a lot like a Melvin song, and that was really cool. I wasn't a fan of the pacing, to be honest. I don't know. It just felt kind of a little rushed at times, and not all the way through, but at times. Wasn't a fan of the story either. I mean, I don't know. The story's just so bizarre, and yeah. And I will say the cinematography was good, but the colors, it looks cool, but I feel like it was overused. Like, this has a lot of scenes that are just red, and like the whole shot is just red, and it's cool looking, but it's overused, I think, in this movie. So yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I ever want to watch this again because it was just too bizarre for me, and yeah, not really a movie for me. But I think it was good. Just not much for me. I don't know. It was alright, but yeah, I don't want to watch it again. Honestly, I'd rather watch The Neon Demon, and that movie, I was very disturbed by that film, especially the ending. But honestly, I'd rather watch that again than this. So, yeah. That's my number 7 is Mandy. Coming in at number 6, we have another Mel Brooks movie, and that is High Anxiety. This is a parody of Alfred Hitchcock films, and it stars Mel Brooks himself as the leading character. And I have to be honest, he's a really good actor. Like, he is really good in this movie. Like, I mean, I always thought, he was a good comedic actor, but even just acting in general, like, really? Like, yeah, he is actually really good. Yeah, he's great. Madeline Kahn's in this movie too. I love her whenever she's in Mel Brooks movies. I love her anyway. She's awesome. Yeah, she's great. They have great chemistry together. Cloris Leachman's in it again, like she was in Young Frankenstein. Also Harvey Korman, who was in Blazing Saddles. Yeah, they're great in this movie as well. I liked this movie. It was pretty good. It was funny. And, there were some references I didn't understand because I haven't seen every Alfred Hitchcock film, but I've only seen Psycho and North by Northwest. Those are the only Hitchcock films I've seen so far. And I got those references for sure when they were on screen. But yeah, but no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. I actually have it. I forgot I owned this movie, but I didn't pull out the DVD, so sorry, but I do actually own this movie. This was a movie I bought or 2 years ago, and I didn't watch it until just recently. But yeah, High Anxiety. That is my number 6. Okay, coming at number 5, we have a movie that kind of disappointed me. I was really wanting to watch this because of the lead actor. This is a movie you might never heard of. It's called Love, Liza, and it was released in 2002, and it stars one of my all-time favorite actors, Philip Seymour Hoffman, as well as Kathy Bates, too. And I didn't hate this movie. In fact, I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was good. It's pretty depressing and just kind of weird, but I still enjoyed it. Philip Seymour Hoffman is outstanding in this film. His best performance, in my opinion, at least of what I've seen. He is so good in this film. But it's kind of a weird movie because it's about this guy who just lost his wife. She just recently killed herself, and he finds a note that she wrote to him, but he's afraid to open it, afraid to read it, and he starts he starts sniffing gasoline. So yeah, it's a weird movie, but yeah, that's basically what it is. And I don't know, I wasn't a fan of the ending, to be honest. And there were just some moments that felt kind of slow to me, and I wasn't quite into. It was, I wish I liked it a lot better than I did, but it was fine. It was a fine movie. It was all right. Yeah, I mean, it was good, but just wish it was a little better. But yeah, Love, Liza, that's my number 5. Alright, coming in at number 4, we have the first of 3 Jim Jarmusch films. And I have to say, after watching these films, Jim Jarmusch is starting to be one of my favorite directors. He is really good. I like the others I saw too, but yeah. My number 4 is Coffee and Cigarettes, released in, I think, 2003, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and this is an anthology film that has either 3 or 4 short films that he made throughout the years. Like, there's some that were there was at least one that was from the 80s, maybe a couple, I don't know, and one from the 90s and whatnot. And yeah, it has 11 stories in it, and all it is just people at a restaurant or a bar or something, or whatever, drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes and having a conversation. That's or some even some of them are not really conversations, but yeah, but just someone drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes. That's the movie. And it has a whole bunch of actors in it too. And a lot of I don't like every skit in this, but a lot of them are pretty good. My favorite was actually the one with Kate Blanchett, who is my favorite actress. She plays herself and a fictional cousin of hers. So she plays two characters just talking to herself, basically. And that one was my favorite. That one was really good. I really liked her cousin character. She was very, very entertaining, kind of funny, and very attractive in that and as that character too. I have to be honest. I mean, she's a good looking woman anyways, but yeah. But also other skits I liked the one, of course, with Iggy Pop and Tom Waits, who are two musicians I really enjoy, and they're in a lot of Jim Jarmusch movies anyways. So, but yeah, that one was good. I like the one with the white stripes. That's right. Yeah, Jack and Meg White are also they're in this movie, and I'm a huge White Stripes fan. Always have been. So it was really cool seeing them in it. There's one with Bill Murray with RZA and GZA from Wu-Tang Clan. That one was interesting. There's also one that has actually Spike Lee's brother and sister in it, which I thought was really cool. I recognize the sister for sure because she's been in some Spike Lee joints. I think the brother has too, but I didn't recognize him, but I recognized her right away. I'm like, yeah, that's Spike Lee's sister. Also, Steve Buscemi was in that one too. So yeah, but yeah, it was a pretty for the most part a very entertaining movie, very cool. I enjoyed it very much. So yeah, coffee and cigarettes. That's my number 4. Okay, coming at number 3, we have the last of the three Mel Brooks movies I have on here, and this was his debut film. That is The Producers. Yeah, this was a movie I've been wanting to watch for a long time. Yeah, this movie is really good, really funny. I understand when some people even might say it's their favorite Mel Brooks movie. It's understandable. It's really good. It's hilarious. Gene Wilder and hopefully I'll say his name right. Zero Mostel, I think. They're both really good, really funny. Have great chemistry with each other. Like their first scene together was so good. It was hilarious. I was laughing so hard at their first scene together. Yeah, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I will say though, the first scene in the movie though was kind of weird. Like when this movie started, it was a little strange. And if you've seen the movie, you might know what I'm talking about. And I was like, I wasn't sure about it at first. I was like, what the hell is going on? And is this going to be? I mean, I know that won't be the entire film, but if the comedy is like that, then I don't know if I'll like this movie. But I did though. I enjoyed it after all. The story is really funny, just about these two Broadway producers who decide to try to make a bad play, and but it turns out people love it. It involves Hitler. I will say that it's about Hitler. So yeah, springtime for Hitler, of course. It reminded me a lot like the Disaster Artist. It wouldn't be a surprise if this influenced the Disaster Artist, which I know the Disaster Artist is of course a biopic, on Tommy Wiseau, and The Room, but I don't know. I feel like maybe they like James Franco probably got inspiration from this movie. I know he definitely got some from Ed Wood, but I feel like this is probably an influence on it as well. But yeah, I think I even liked it better than I did. I liked it better than the Disaster Artist. So yeah, The Producers, yeah, really good movie. I recommend it, especially if you like Mel Brooks. And that's my number 3. Okay, coming at number 2, we have another Jim Jarmusch movie. Actually, these last two, I'll go and say they're both Jim Jarmusch films. So yeah. So my number 2 is Mystery Train, from 1989, I think. Yeah, and this is also kind of an anthology, but I don't know. I don't know if you could call this anthology. If you call this anthology, then you might as well just call Pulp Fiction an anthology as well, because there are like 3 different like stories in this, but they all like, come together like Pulp Fiction. They're all like in the same world, while you can't really say, I don't think you could say that Coffee and Cigarettes, I mean, they definitely don't connect to each other, but this one, yeah, but this one, it's a little similar. It's a little similar to Pulp Fiction. It just follows like some, just some 3 different, 3 different kinds of people who checks into a hotel. So yeah, and it's not really much goes on. It's just dialogue heavy stuff. But I thought I thought each story was very good. I will say though, the first story, which involves like a Japanese couple, which I liked that one, and they were very good in the film. But when I watched this, I watched it on YouTube, and unfortunately, the video that I saw with this movie, it was in English, but it didn't have the subtitles for the Japanese dialogue, unfortunately. So I think it had Spanish subtitles, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. So I didn't know what the Japanese couple was saying. So yeah, but I'll just have to buy the movie, and and I'm surely they'll have subtitles for their dialogue. So yeah, but yeah, but I still enjoyed that one. I enjoyed the other one too, with I think it was like an Italian girl in it, and yeah, the one where she sees Elvis, the ghost of Elvis. That was pretty good. And my favorite was actually the last one. The last one with Steve Buscemi and Joe Strummer, which are 2 people I wouldn't expect to be in a movie together, even in scenes together. But yeah, Steve Buscemi and Joe Strummer, who, those of you who don't know Joe Strummer, he was the frontman for The Clash. So yeah, it was cool seeing him in this movie. I'm a big Clash fan. So yeah, also Screaming Jay Hawkins is in this film as well. He plays like the manager at the hotel. So yeah, that was cool seeing him, and he was really funny in this movie. But yeah, Mystery Train, I really enjoyed this movie, and when I first saw it, originally it became my favorite Jim Jarmusch movie until I saw my number 1. So yeah, Mystery Train's number 2, but my number one favorite movie that I watched for the first time of December 2023, and as of right now, my favorite Jim Jarmusch film, that is Ghost Dog: Way of the Samurai, or The Way of the Samurai. Yeah, this movie, what I wasn't expecting. I mean, I thought it would be maybe good. I was thinking maybe it might be cheesy, which it kind of was, but I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. I loved this movie. This was such a cool movie. Just such a cool movie. With Forrest Whitaker, who gives an amazing performance as the title character Ghost Dog, who is a hitman. He is so good, and I love his narration too in the film, which is just him like reading passages or whatever from like this book that he has in the movie. Excuse me. And the way this is edited is really cool. The cinematography is great. Some really good shots in the film. This is just such a cool movie. Like, that's the best way to describe it. And also, too, what's really interesting about this movie is that this could have been like an act. I mean, it is a thriller, kind of. And it's like, I wouldn't say an action movie, but at least a thriller. But it could have been an action movie, but there wasn't really much action in it. Like, not really. Very little. But I actually liked that, though. I liked that there wasn't very much action, like, in a thriller kind of story, much like Reservoir Dogs. Like, there wasn't really, very little action in that movie, too. It's mostly just dialogue, Like, you don't, it's a heist movie. Reservoir Dogs is a heist movie, but you don't even see the heist. It just takes place after the heist, and they talk about the heist. But, yeah. But Ghost Dog, yeah, there's not really much action going on in the movie, but it's still a fantastic film, and it's still kind of a thriller, but a little bit different though. But yeah, this movie was awesome. Also, RZA from Wu-Tang Clan, which I mentioned earlier, he did the music for this film, and the score is outstanding. It's very hip hop kind of beats and stuff, but it's so good. It's really good. Yeah, I need to pick this movie up because I loved Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai. It was fantastic, and right now it's my favorite Jim Jarmusch movie, and it is my favorite movie that I watched for the first time in December of 2023. So yeah. All right, there we go. There is my ranking for all the first watches of 2023, December 2023, I should say. And I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to keep doing the monthly rankings for this year as well. But also, my goal, though, as long as I can do a video for each month, or at least have the list on my letterbox, because I was originally going to do it for this year. Originally, I was going to have a ranking of every single first watch movie that I saw of 2023. However, that didn't happen because I deleted my old Letterboxd account and got a new one, and that was the reason why I didn't upload a one for May, unfortunately. But yeah, so that didn't get to happen. But this year for 2024, I'm going to try to make a ranking of every single movie that I watch for this entire year. Every movie I watched for the first time in this entire year. You won't be able to see it until 2025, of course, January 2025. But I'm going to try to do that. It's going to be a long video, but yeah. So look out for that in a year. But yeah, look out for that. So yeah. I'm pretty excited for that, honestly. Even though it's going to take a year, but still. Yeah. Okay, so please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the bell. I'm going to go ahead and say my next video, I think, yeah. My next video is going to be my updated movie collection that I do for every year. So look out for that. Yeah, should be exciting. All right, so I'll see you then. I'll see you for that video. Yeah, I'll see you later. All right. Peace.